control the project scope for us. And in our sales team, it's our CEO is our main sales person, and he is the most enthusiastic guy on the planet, and he's going to go out there and he's going to meet any client, and he pretty much closes every deal he ever talks about, because he's so enthusiastic, and he can tell you what we can do, all the stuff that Drew can do. It's brilliant, it's wonderful, you can do anything. And what we've had to do is rein him in a bit and say, look, these are the things that we can do. These are the things in our toolkit, and these are the things that we want you to sell. If the customer wants to do other stuff, then of course we can do it. But often doing a new feature will cost more than the client wants to pay, especially if you're dealing with a low budget site. Even if there's a module for that, which we all know there normally is, there's no point where I have to think about writing a module where I've not gone off and found something similar first. So this also makes it much, much easier for us to estimate jobs, because we know what we're dealing with. We can almost have like a menu system. We mocked up a table on menu at one point and said, right, this is what you're selling, just go and tick the boxes and come back to us and say, this is what I want, this, and this. And it makes it much, much easier to control what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you can't do bespoke work. Of course, you might need to do that. If the client's got something specific they want to do. And the idea really is that you can then price that separately, but all of the other stuff, which it might take you ages to estimate a job, you already have a fixed idea of what you've got to do. Now, some of these are a bit more controversial than others. This one was very controversial internal to us, and is, to be honest, when I speak about it. We decided to turn the whole thing on its head and not design it first. Often what we found was we were having to design at a pitch stage. So if we want to get a job in the first place, we've got to show that we can design the site. But what we really want to be able to do is do that right at the end. So the approach that we've been trying to take was to work on a prototype site and to build the whole thing, UX and everything, in a non-designed way that looks more like a wireframe. Now this is quite difficult to do with some clients as part of a supplement, with some and with others, and we found that suitable preparation means that they're more accepting of this. They can try the thing out, they can click around, they can see how it's going to work before the point where the pretty picture goes on top and distracts them from everything. So complexity low, I mean, it's much easier to do things this way because you're not concentrating on the CSS so early. Estimated time saving, pretty good, mainly because you're not doing reworks when design changes, because you haven't done that until the very end, and by that point everyone's pretty happy with functionality and what the site's going to do. Learning curve, mainly it's an education process, so we've got a bit of a medium on that. Resistance, extremely high. Trying to convince people that this is the right way to go, and if they've not done it, then it does make it quite hard. But we try to push through that. I have to say, we don't do this every time. Normally we do it with a client that we know, we've worked with before. We don't have to convince them that we're capable of doing the design. When it's a new client, it's much more difficult unless they're quite savvy with them. So coming on from this, we ended up with evolutionary prototyping. So what we do is, instead of building a prototype site and then throwing it all away once we're happy, we now make the prototype the actual site. And this allows us to run in parallel with different streams. And this is a really important one because it allows the customer to get in there quite quickly. Once we've got a basic prototype up that matches the wireframes that we've sort of had sign off on, they can get in there and start putting their content in if it's ready. So they don't have to wait a month or 2 months, or however long it takes to build the thing. They can get straight in there, start adding their content and getting some experience in using the system. We also get a chance then to work out the kinks in the user experience before we get to the theming point. Because once you started theming something and then you're trying to change the user experience, that's just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time if you're going to redo stuff. Also allows you to properly test the functionality of the system without any distraction from visual elements. And then this is all a bit of an evolution of how we did this. We came up to what we now call a start point. We built this prototype system up, and then we thought about, well, we've got our grids, we've got our toolkit, we've got all the features that we want to be able to sell out the box. So we decided what we would do is build the ultimate site that does everything in our box of tricks. So I'll show you it in a little bit. And instead of going into the site and setting everything up every time, which is just, again, resetting up CKs, getting all the configuration right every single time, just a nightmare. If you're running 1 or 2 sites, it's fine, but using this process, we've put 90 sites out in the last year, and you don't want to do the same things again and again. So what we do now is we have our developers go in, and they turn stuff off. They go into the prototype site and they say, we don't need that module, the client didn't want that, we didn't want to pay for that, turn off, turn off, turn off. And okay, that takes a bit of time, but nothing in comparison to building it up again from scratch. Now right now we don't use any of these nice tricks that we've been talking about today, like Josh made and features and all that. We haven't done that yet. We've made it very much a simple system. And the way we actually do it is we just have the whole thing backed up as a database, and we have a single shell script that just deploys a new version. And we could make it much clearer than that, but that means we install the entire brand new site in one line, one command, job done. And the next thing was focusing on the site owner. As I alluded to earlier, Drupal 6 and Drupal 7, they're absolutely brilliant admin experiences. Drupal 7 is much, much better, of course, but we're not there yet. In Drupal 6, we were finding clients going into the admin mode, suddenly losing the theme of the site, getting really confused. Of course, we restricted their permissions, so they couldn't do too much, but even so, trying to understand the terminology of what they're editing, whether it's a node or a story or